So you might as well go ahead and call me your alarm clock, because I'm going to always let you know when it's time for you to wake up. Give me your wig. Give me your wig. Give me your wig. You don't know what. It is time for you to wake up. What are you doing? Now, I hope that this past weekend was good for you. If it was not, we're just gonna go ahead and claim positive things for this upcoming week, because there's been a lot of destruction, chaos, negativity, death, and it's just too much. I know that y'all already know what's going on. So we're just gonna have to put some positive energy in the universe, because I don't know what that weekend was. I'm exhausted, and I know that you all are as well. Before we get into it, I just want to let you know that this merchandise is based off of one of the ebooks that I wrote. You can find it in the description. If fantasy and drama and gayness is something that you love, and magic and spells and shit, go ahead and check it out. Check out my ebook and check out the merchandise too if you want to. But this Patreon video is brought to you by my patrons over there. I presented some topics for them to vote on, and they picked loving yourself, how to love yourself when the world tells you not to. This topic specifically is closer to my heart than the other topics that I present, so I'm happy that this won. And of course, I'm going to speak about it through the lens of being a feminine, black, gay man in America dealing with all this. But I think that even if you don't identify as those things, anyone watching this, you know, can take something from it, because I'm sure at some point in everybody's life, you felt out of place, you felt left out. So let's get into it. With these topics, I always try to base it off of my life and my experiences and what I've learned and what I have yet to learn. And I always say, like, I don't know everything, and this is literally just documenting my progress and process, and hopefully helping others who are dealing with the same thing and who are on the same journey. So do not take this as like, oh girl, he knows everything, and let's just, you know, let's copy what he does verbatim, word for word. I don't know everything. I'm just speaking off of, you know, my experiences, like I said. Loving yourself when everyone around you in society is literally telling you to do the opposite. It's something I had to face as early as elementary school. I was being called a faggot as early as elementary school, okay? And I know I already said this, but I had to go back and ask my mama, like, what does that word mean? What, like, you know, so in my mind, I'm just like, I was hitting so many walls socially, and it was not until I realized what exactly I was dealing with in society that I was like, oh, okay, that's why they ain't checking for me. That's what. So as a child, and even my mother was just like, I protected you all from so much. She was talking about her kids. I protected y'all from a lot, but I understand that she did not know what else to do other than be overprotective, you know? And she said that to me. But when I entered into the world, into school and stuff as a kid, I'm just like, oh, well, everybody's friendly. Everybody, what's there to be shady about? What's there to be mean about? We're all kids. We love the world, hold hands, kumbaya, all that type of shit. And then it's just like, no, if you don't sit your black gay ass down, that's what happened to me. That's like literally, it's like being dunked in cold water. That's what it felt like. If you don't sit your gay, feminine ass down, black ass down somewhere, especially because I was going to mostly white schools and stuff. If you don't sit your gay, black, feminine ass down somewhere, girl, we ain't got time to talk. We're not interested in this gay shit that you're talking about. And as a kid, like I said, I didn't even know what gayness was. I was just like, girl, hey, what's the tea? I may have had a crush on some of these niggas, but it wasn't such a life and death situation that society made it out to be and taught these kids who ended up trying to read me and drag me. It was such an issue, but I didn't see it. I didn't see what they were talking about. I just didn't see how much the world hated people like me. So as you get older, you get more consciousness. You're like, ah, okay, I understand where this is coming from. So my thing was, and even if I didn't realize this is what I was doing, I don't think I did until I got a little bit older. My thing was, if I'm going to be this different, if I'm going to be this unique and getting dragged for it, I'm going to also use it to my advantage, okay? So y'all might think that y'all try to bully me and whatever, but I'm going to take this and make a career out of it. I'm gonna take this and build my self-esteem off of it. I'm gonna make sure that even as society tries to deconstruct me, I'm demanding space. Like I said in my IB speech, my tongue is sharp, but it's sharp for a reason. It's to protect myself and others like me. So like I said, if I'm gonna be so unique and different and all this shit compared to other people, I'm going to make sure that I see the value in that and make sure I demand the respect that I know I deserve, especially since I actually have the opportunity and I have somewhat of a voice to be able to do that. Specifically when you compare it to people, gay people, black people, whatever, living in different countries, LGBT people in different countries who do not have as much freedom as I do. It's like, girl, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to leave a mark, period. And the older I got, the more I understood there are two options. You either perish or you love yourself. That's it. And it sounds maybe self-explanatory, maybe it sounds corny, but it's literally, that's it. I was trying to do all this maze shit, trying to simmer myself down, dumb myself down. It's literally, and of course, like I said, there are people who do not have the opportunity or the space or the, like I said, safety first. I don't care. They do not have the voice to be able to do that. But I'm saying if I'm able to do it, I'm going to do it. Now, if you're ever feeling out of place, if you're ever feeling like I said, society wants you to hate yourself, which a lot of times they do if you're not fitting these cookie cutter status quo bullshit. You have to remember that humans in general fear what they don't understand, and a lot of humans don't put the effort into learning. They don't put the effort into understanding something that is foreign to them or new to them or unheard of to them. And even at the threat of someone else's life or someone else's comfort or someone else's self-esteem, they still won't do it. They still won't step out and learn, because they would rather stay in their comfortable ass bubble, not having to question any of their beliefs or any of their traditions or any of their biases or anything like that. It's just more comfortable to sit your ass in your bubble and to throw stones from your glass ass house. It will require more work for you to get up here and research something that is puzzling you, instead of just demonizing it completely and subsequently oppressing all these other people. That's how society is set up. So once I realized either you let these people trample all over you, or you stand up like the flame that you already are, then I realized that there was only one decision. Now, I don't want to diminish anyone's experience, and I know that what I just said, either you let these people trample over you, as if victims have a say over what happens to them or the atrocities that they have to endure. I'm not trying to diminish anyone. I know that there are people in oppressive situations, like I said, other countries, even families, communities, jobs. I know that there are people who are oppressed, who want to speak out, who want to live loudly and cannot. So I'm not trying to cancel out anyone's experience. I'm not trying to say that if you're currently dealing with bullying, discrimination, if you're currently being suppressed, like we all are in different ways, but if you're dealing with it in a more overt, more physical way, more abusive way, and there's nothing that you can do about it right now, I'm not saying that you're weak. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you don't have any strength, but I'm saying for the people who have the power to exercise autonomy, it's gonna take bravery, and it sucks that we have to, especially marginalized people, you have to wake up every day with this, and sometimes you don't have the strength or courage to do that shit every day, deal with all the stares and the looks and the microaggressions. Sometimes you don't have the strength and courage to do that shit every day. But if you're given certain opportunities to live loudly, when you start to realize how much power is within you, that's really what can make such a huge difference. And that's honestly what society does not want you to realize. Like I said, especially if you don't fit into these boxes that society wants you to fit in. They don't want the unique and the different and the people who question these unwritten dumbass rules. They don't want you to realize how much strength and power that you have inside of your mind, and you know what I mean? So they will do everything to try and cut you down. They will shut you out socially. They will, discriminate against you when it comes to jobs and housing. They will ridicule you. They will try to abuse you and bully you. They do not want you to rise, because you rising, that will force them to have to look in the mirror and examine their own beliefs and examine why they were trying to inhibit people's rise. And it's always a mindfuck to them, because when they really dig deep inside of why they're doing that shit, there's no real reason. There's no real reason. When you realize that if you slice my arm open, it bleeds red just like you, sis, there's no substantive foundation for the discrimination, for the hatred. There's none, and they know that. But weak people need to step on other people in every moment of their lives in order to feel confident. Insecure people need to constantly shit on you, constantly pull you down to their level of self-esteem. At least that's what they try to do all the time. So I know that I'm rambling. I know I said I wouldn't ramble in these videos because I want to just get straight to the point. A lot of these people in society don't even know themselves, and and that is honestly also where some of the hatred can come from, is jealousy as well, because you are loud. It takes a lot of strength to walk publicly in something that you know society don't like. It's like, not only are you what society does not like, but you do it boldly. So it's like, bitch, who the fuck you think you are? You know what I mean? And that's that jealousy that comes in. And the people who are jealous of that, with hatred in their hearts, they don't realize how much power and strength and courage and bravery and endurance it takes to be yourself in a world, publicly, loudly, in a world that does not want you to exist. So like I said, there's different situations, different countries, different families, different jobs, different communities, and people have different levels of autonomy. But if your goal is to fully embrace the power that you know is lying within you, just just keep going, keep moving, take it a step at a time. And before you know it, I don't want to say it gets easier. I don't want to say it gets better. I don't want to say that at all. I'll say that you get better at navigating the bullshit that we always are presented with over and over and over. You get better. It doesn't get better, but you do. And on that note, I'm gonna stop running my mouth. Thank you all so much for watching. Please support me on everything. Check my description box and everything. I love y'all so much, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.